Welcome to Show Me Something Wrong,
where each episode, one of us chooses a movie to watch that the other hasn't seen. The movie is often obscure, usually odd, and always wrong.
I'm Dave.
And I am Guy, and I've chosen the movie today. It is Nighty Night, Mayonaka no Akumu from 1986. So I jumped in there with both an English and a Japanese title. This is a film from Japan. It's only ever been released in Japan, but the official title has both an English and Japanese title attached. So it starts off Nighty Night, and then Mayonaka no Akumu, which roughly translates to, well, Mayonaka is midnight, Akumu is nightmare, and so there's a kind of translated title floating around now, which it is known as, and which is Nighty Night, Midnight, Nightmares, which is a lot of nights.
Midnight Nightmares. Yeah. Kind of good though.
It's a lot of nights. That's 4 nights in one small title.
Is there any colon in this title, or is it just flat out a sentence?
There is no colon. I mean, essentially it's like Nighty Night, and then the subtitle, if you will, is Mayonaka no Akumu.
But it's part of the title.
But it's part of the title, yes. So this film it's a film that's been on my radar for a few years now. And the reason I know about it is because somebody messaged me a few years back, someone on my Facebook friend group, and asked if I could track them down a copy. And this is not an irregular occurrence. People ask me quite a lot, I'm looking for this film, can you find it? And more often than not, I'll do a little search, use those Japanese skills that I've been working on, and something will pop up. You know, I'll either be able to find it online to stream or to, pay for a streaming thing, or I'll find an old tape or whatever. This, however, brought up nothing.
Right.
There was some evidence of a video, like a VHS tape, that occasionally sold here and there on Yahoo auctions, but these occurrences were extremely far and few in between. And there was seemingly no way to watch this film apart from this extremely rare VHS. And so for the longest time, this film was kind of considered a lost movie. Until last week.
Right, yeah.
Last week, so this is a very timely episode. Last week, a YouTuber, maybe not primarily a YouTuber, but someone with a YouTube account by the name of L. Siley. I'm not gonna...
How do you spell it?
L.
Yeah.
Space. Space. There's an L, then a space.
Yeah.
Then Saille. How would you say that?
I don't want to attempt it.
So, this lovely fella, or felleress.
Felleress? Jesus Christ.
So whoever who uploaded this movie onto YouTube also uploaded it with English subtitles.
Lovely.
So, not only is this film finally available for us all to watch and enjoy for free, it's available in English with English subtitles. So what more can you want?
What a kind soul.
Well, El Sally.
El Sally?
Feller or felleress. Love him.
Love him.
So, this film has zero information about it online.
Right. Yeah.
However, I was able to do quite a fair bit of digging and found out a lot more than I was expecting to.
Okay.
So I'm going to sprinkle this episode throughout little tidbits that I found along my searches. But, yeah, we're essentially just going through this previously lost movie from Japan from 1986. So with that, this, Dave, is probably not going to surprise you by saying this, student film.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
It's a student film, entirely independent, shot on 8mm.
And that's why it looked so bad.
Yes. On the back of the VHS, it's an 8mm movie.
Okay.
However, the version we watched apparently has not come directly from the VHS and has in fact come from a DVD-R that had been previously making the rounds around these underground bootleg websites.
Okay.
From what I've read. So the actual VHS tape that was released would have slightly better picture than the one we watched.
Yeah, it's not great picture quality, so it's already shot.
That's pretty. That's an understatement. Yeah.
It's already shot on 8mm, so it doesn't have a lot of detail in there already. Then clearly quite a shitty VHS as well, because it drops out quite a few times. Plus, it's then being smashed onto a DVD, then ripped onto YouTube. Yeah, there's a few layers of shit for this. It's kind of fun to watch things like that.
I love it.
It reminds me of the old days of buying Last House on Dead End Street on a bootleg video. It was barely watchable. It kind of adds to the creepiness to it.
There's a romanticism around it, you know.
Yeah, and also just with it being so hazy, you can kind of fill in the details as well, and it hides maybe some of the crappier things about these sort of films.
But it does totally remind me of, I may have mentioned it before on the podcast, I got a lot of stuff from the old IMDb forums. I used to do DVDR trades on the IMDb forums back when they were a thing. God rest their soul.
Why did they get rid of those?
I don't know.
So dumb. They were kind of toxic, to be fair.
I found so many great movies through those IMDb forums, and this kind of took me back to that era where I would watch something which I would have no information or knowledge on what it was, and think what the fuck is this? Where has it come from? Why does it look so goddamn awful? But here we are. 99. So this was written, directed, and filmed by Hirohisa Kukosho. Is the director. Apparently it took 1.5 years to make, and even though it was a student film, they did actually have a pretty nice sized crew.
Yeah, it's not there's aspects of this that are amateurish, especially the first part of the film, which we'll get into, but as it goes on, there's some pretty fucking great stuff in this, and it doesn't look awful.
This probably had
it looks awful because of the quality of the rip and stuff, but as a production, it's pretty decent.
It had about 4 times the amount of people as my film, Sound of Summer.
Yeah.
Seriously. So I was looking through the, I'll tell you where I got this information in a minute, but I was looking through the cast and crew, and I was like, wow, for an entirely independent student movie, this has quite a big crew. And to put that into perspective, there were 10 assistant directors on this movie.
What the fuck? Why so many?
I don't know. So, in the summer of 1986, this film was released. But before it was released, it was featured in the magazine V-Zone. Are you familiar with V-Zone?
No.
So, V-Zone was Japan's first horror magazine. It's kind of like Japan's answer to Fangoria.
Right.
And they did a whole piece on this film that had yet to come out. And anyway, V-Zone, it launched in the 80s. It had always had a big section of special effects and horror. And it was kind of where a lot of the attention for this film gathered from. Not only that, also before it was released, it featured on a TV program that we've mentioned once before.
Wait.
Yeah.
Are we going back to Miracle Bunny?
Yes.
Oh, what's that show called? 11 I can't remember.
11 p.m.
11 p.m. That's
yes,
right.
Yeah. So
in this apartment, I've got a tray that is an 11 p.m. bit of merchandise.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll show it to you after this. Yeah.
I bet a lot of people would like to get their hands on that, because it seems like it's kind of 11 p.m. is embedded in such fanatic subculture.
Right.
That I can imagine there would be quite a collector base for that.
Maybe, I don't know.
Interesting. So yeah, this was featured in both V-Zone and on 11 p.m. So there was already a lot of attention gathered toward this movie before its release. And because it was showcased earlier on before its release, it actually managed to get a cinema run, this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And even though it was only a 3-day screening, it only played for 3 days. But for that screening, they made the classic Chirashi flyer, which is where I got a lot of the information for this episode.
Okay.
But, fun little fact, this movie played in Ikebukuro, Bungeiza.
Oh, where My Film Screened.
Yeah, where Kasich played.
Yeah. Was that the second place Kasich screened, or was that the first? Do you mean, was that the
first one? The big one with the all-night fest? Yeah.
Sure. That's a cool cinema.
It is. So this film did a 3-day run in that cinema in Ikebukuro. Apparently, the theatre was like completely full, and it was met with a really positive reaction.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I also got wind from someone who I follow on Twitter after posting about it. This person also saw this movie at a different place, said it was in like this weird office building, and the actresses were also there like as guests and kind of introduced the movie. So it seemed to play in various spots around Tokyo in kind of like almost pop-up short spanned events, which I just thought was pretty cool considering it's a student movie.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having like being a student in the 80s, like making a movie with your friends and having it playing in this awesome theater?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome.
So going on to the cast, not that this would surprise you, they didn't have any acting experience for the most part. Some of them had some theatre work experience, but pretty much they're all just like first-time directors, first-time actors, actresses, all just going out trying to make a movie in their free time. Is this story. And I got a few like other tidbits I will like sprinkle throughout this movie, but let's just get into it.
All right.
So, it starts with a lady coming into a dark room speaking to her child, who is essentially the camera's point of view. The child can't sleep, and the mum is saying, I'll read you a bedtime story. Now, to paint the picture, this is an extremely dark room, lit only by a small, like, table lamp. And we never see the child. The camera never moves. It's literally just the mum speaking directly to the camera. We occasionally see some shots of the child's toys dotted around the room.
Some ceramic pandas.
All kids love ceramic pandas.
They cut to them. They cut to them later in the film as well.
Yeah,
and a Snoopy as well.
Oh yeah.
Always enjoy seeing a bit of like, you know, copyright breaking in
what was that Hong Kong film with the Garfield?
Yeah. Was that Don't Stop My Crazy Love?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, it shows Garfield, but yeah, here we've got a little Snoopy on screen.
Yes, not the only copyrighted character that we'll see in this movie.
Oh, really? I can't remember.
Oh, you'll get there.
Oh, we'll see.
So the mum, she's like, oh, you can't sleep, I'll read you a bedtime story. She reads her Little Red Riding Hood and goes into extremely graphic details.
It starts out like a normal version of it, and then it just gets like, it gets very vicious at the end once the murder of the wolf takes place.
Yes.
Gets into like the wolf getting cut into bits, and but honestly, before that, while I did enjoy this film, the first 20 minutes of this are fucking rough. They were hard to get through, and this is quite hard to get through as well, because it's literally, you're just fucking listening to a woman reading a children's story that you know very well, and it's just basically that one shot with a few fucking ceramic pandas thrown in between, and I'm like, come on, hurry up.
We know fucking Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah. Yes, I totally understand. There are times in this film where, I mean, the pacing is pretty bad throughout this movie. It kind of slugs throughout. Yeah. But when it's good, it's great. But there are a lot of times where you just think, like, come on, hurry the fuck up. Yeah. So she reads the nursery rhyme. She's like, great, I'm going to leave now. She says good night to her daughter, Yumi. And then opening credits roll.
The Yumi part, the first time I watched this, it's meaningless. Because you're like, who fucks Yumi? I don't care. But then when watching it a second time, I'm like, oh, okay. So this is the wraparound story, essentially. Yeah.
Yes.
The title sequence, the music was so good.
So
I really loved the music in there.
Yes.
It's like kind of vaporwave sounding tune banging over the top.
This is an original score by band Save Earth. It'll get worse. Save Earth, but there's only one E. So it's like Sav Earth, but one word. It's like Save Earth, but they've docked them together and moved one of these. So apparently they were a band at the time. I could not find any information about them, but they provided an original score for this movie. And unfortunately, the credits in the copy we saw, both in the opening credits and end credits, are of such terrible quality that you cannot read a damn thing.
Yeah, I think it's like the color as well of the text. It's like red mostly, is that right? But it just like bleeds into the screen, and yeah, it's just a blur. Can't make any of it out at all.
But as you said, the opening is our wraparound story. So this film is an anthology piece. We have, and I only actually realized this after reading the chirashi, by the way. So from here, we have 4 stories. All of these stories are the nightmares that young baby Yumi sees over the course of 4 nights.
Oh, wait, it's over four nights.
Apparently.
I didn't get that.
Yeah. So we have 4 stories all centered around a female lead, Yumi, however, all played by different actresses.
Yeah, okay. It's good that you confirm that, because, like, yeah, when I was watching it, I'm like, is this the same actress? Because the quality is so bad.
It is.
But, and 2 of them do kind of look alike. But then in the last story, I'm like, no, this is definitely a different actress. Okay, that makes sense.
And yeah, it took me a while to figure out, because I swear, like, in one of the episodes, they don't even say her name either. Yeah. So I was like, well, oh wait, the last girl's called Yumi. The first girl's also called Yumi. Were the others also called Yumi? Apparently, they're all called Yumi.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is just, we're watching the nightmares that young baby Yumi sees after the mother has read her this extremely graphic bedtime story.
Pretty fucked up nightmares for a baby to have.
Yeah. So we get our first title card, episode 1, Birthday Cocktail. You seem to have pretty strong feelings about this episode, so I'll let you take the reins.
Yeah, when this kicked it, this was hard to get through. I liked it more second time around, to be honest, but it's the worst way to open an anthology, with the worst story by far of the 4 stories. So we've got a group of friends. They're all singing happy birthday to the character Yumi. And just to set how this is shot, last episode, Houseboat Horror, we talked about a scene that is horribly framed where everyone's like lined up in a row.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like we're in a room that could be a set, maybe, and everyone's just lined up in a row. It's a fucking hideous shot, and it just keeps going and go. It's so there's nothing dynamic about this shot, and when it does finally cut, it's like another wide shot, but from a different angle. Yeah,
it's pretty grim. It's very static camera. 5 different characters all facing the camera and trying to engage in this weird birthday conversation. Sing happy birthday to Yumi. One of them is loving the cake. The other girls are kind of teasing her, like, hey, you little fatty, have some more cake. And they're just kind of having a merry time, right? Joking around, laughing. For us, it's pretty painful, but they seem to be having fun.
At one point, there's like a bully girl, and she says of the fat girl, she was born to eat fried chicken. Quite a horrible insult.
Born to eat. I've never said that in my life.
I was born to eat fried chicken, I think.
So, yes, as you said, there's a little bit of teasing going along, but it all seems to be, all in good humor. One of them starts chasing the other around a table. Is it the fat girl?
Yeah,
the fat girl starts running around.
The bully after the fried chicken line, I think.
Oh yeah, you can't say that. And then the fat girl gets fucking slammed with a face full of cake as she's making the rounds round the table. But she's a big old fatty born to eat chicken, so she's loving the cake.
Yeah, so at first she's like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I love a bit of cake in my face.
Delicious. And she's eating all the cake. She's loving it. Now, this scene is... it's quite funny because I have read reviews of this film, and there were so many people that were completely dumbfounded as to what happens next in this.
As was I.
So she just dies.
Yeah.
The girl who got the cake in the face dies, falls to the floor, done. People like on like Letterboxd and review sites are like, so what happened to her? There must be a mistake with the subtitles. She just died. There's no explanation. There's no reason. She just falls over and now she's dead. If I didn't have this Chirashi flyer, I wouldn't know what have happened.
You know what happened.
So apparently, and this is going to sound really like uneventful. So she choked on the cake. She got cake like lodged in her throat and apparently died. She choked to death.
There is nothing in her performance that suggests that.
She literally falls over. And that's it. There and then. It's terribly portrayed. Yeah. But that's what happens, apparently.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of reviewers are confused. You heard it here first, folks.
Information you could only get from the Chirashi.
Yeah, well, basically. I mean, this Chirashi saved my butt. So, girls on the floor, they realize what happened. They start passing the blame on to the other people. It's all like, it wasn't my fault. We were just playing, blah, 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 blah. However, there's one member of this party who seems to be not within the same circle of friends. And she knows exactly what each of the members' like real motives are, their real personalities, and their true colours are. And so she starts kind of picking off these people one by one.
Yeah, she's talking about the guy that is at the party, the one boy at the party, and she says that he's only there to seduce Yumi.
Yeah. The girl, I didn't catch that. Was it Miyako?
Yeah, Miyoko?
Oh, yeah. She's saying, like, yeah, this boy is only here to seduce Yumi, but then there's another member of the group who's interested in that boy. So then she has been silent the whole time. She suddenly reacts, grabs a knife, goes to stab him for his betrayal. He grabs the knife. The girl, in the end, gets stabbed in the neck, blood everywhere. It's a big old bloody fiasco. But this also is filmed in that way that you were saying before. It's like 4 people lined up, pretty much talking, facing the camera directly, only with one static shot. It's not exactly the most dynamic scene.
No, not at all.
I'm going to say they did a pretty good performance. The girl who died, she deserved to die. Her performance was god-awful, to the point that no one actually knew what happened. The rest of them, the people that are left, I think their performance was pretty fucking good for a student effort. So they're all screaming at each other. One girl's trying to stab the boy. He's fighting her back. She gets stabbed in the neck. Now we learn why Yumi isn't interested in that boy. And apparently it's because she's completely devoted to her father.
Yeah.
Who is away from work. Which is why she invited her friends to celebrate with her. But the girl, was it Miyako? Miyoko. She says that Yumi and her father, they might as well be married, and she services him like a wife would. So there's this weird, like, incestual relationship going on with Yumi and her dad. But the boy who came to seduce Yumi is now freaking out. He's like, how could you do this to me?
Man. Yeah, that's a very unpleasant reveal.
Yes. The boy is freaking out because he can't stand Yumi's weird incestuous relationship. He grabs the knife and... Oh, she grabs the knife, sorry.
So she's got it right. And then they have a sort of scuffle where she basically accidentally, maybe, stabs him.
He had it coming.
And she's completely covered in blood after that. He has
a very dramatic death, doesn't he? Yeah. A very dramatic death. And now it's just the 2 left, right? So Cake Girl's done, the boy is done, and the girl who loved the boy, she's done. So now we only have Yumi and the outsider left. And the outsider girl, Miyoko, she's just like sipping some wine, loving what's going on around her. Yeah. She's having a great time at the party.
Yeah, she pours Yumi a drink, right? And she's like, this will put you to sleep. And, we can die together.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in this dirty world anymore.
Is it like the spiked punch? Is it like,
Yeah,
don't
I
drain
guess
the
so.
punch? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Yumi does a runner, and we get a lovely cat and mouse chase scene. The girl is stalking Yumi throughout the apartment with the knife.
This is where it gets a bit more dynamic, right? The way it's shot is pretty cool. And yeah, this sort of psycho outsider girl, she's shot from underneath with this very intense lighting. But one thing I don't want to harp on about the print too much, but the first time I watched this, the print was so bad and the way it was cut together was a little confusing. So I actually didn't really know what was going on the first time I watched this. And the second time I had to watch it sort of shot by shot to try and make sense of what was going on.
Right.
But essentially that outsider is stalking Yumi, who's hidden herself away in the bathroom.
Yeah, and we get the awesome synth music kick back in by Save Earth.
Love Save Earth.
Save Earth, fucking rocking band.
Yeah.
And it kind of escalates with the tension. Oh, I loved it. And yeah, so she stalks Yumi to where she's hiding in the shower, pulls back the shower curtain.
This was great. This is great. Yeah, she's about to attack Yumi, but Yumi fights back and has the shower head in her hand and just fucking beats Miyoko to death. And it's really good. It's really violent and out of control, like really frantic kind of scene.
Yeah. Bludgeoned to death by a shower head. I don't think I've seen that before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. When it was first kicking off, I'm like, oh, here we go. It's like Psycho time. But then it really flips the expectations with that shower head.
So she slumps back into the bath, all bloody and wet. It's great. But then Dad comes home. So Yumi goes to greet her dad, still covered in blood. And she says, "You won't betray me, right?" And he's like, "Of course not.
But
Actually, I'm thinking of bloody marrying."
yeah, and he's brought this lady in with him. He's like, yeah, I got this lady thinking of remarrying her.
This is my new wife. This is Kay.
Also, I love that the actor playing the dad was clearly just one of the students as well, because he looks about like 22 years old.
So, yeah, unfortunately, Yumi's dad has in fact betrayed her. But she's like, oh, okay, you're going to remarry. Will you at least celebrate my birthday with me? Which, of course, they do. Yumi brings back the wine, the spiked wine, we can only assume. They go to have a drink and then fade to a picture.
Yeah, it's like a black and white photo of the scene taking place. But yeah, she has like two normal wine glasses, but then the glass that she gives the girlfriend, the dad's girlfriend, is the one that Miyoko had before. So I guess it's implying just the gal, the girlfriend is going to get the girlfriend is going to get killed off. Yeah, it's not a very good opening story, but it gets better as it kicks off. But that first part, holy shit, it's not a good first impression. It
reeks of like student theatre. You know, it's how like a student play would like play out. And I didn't hate it.
No.
But it wasn't great.
I definitely liked it more the second time, because the first time it's just so confusing as well, because you've got this line of kind of hazy faces in this wide shot. And you're like, wait, who are all these fucking people? Yeah. Why did she just die from getting a cake smashed in her face? Yeah. It's very baffling. And I mean, it wasn't until you explained that from the Chirashi that makes sense to me.
No, because it doesn't. It doesn't play out like that.
Yeah, I was like, did the cake get poisoned? Is there, like what's going on here?
Yeah. It's a bit of a weak start, but it gets better.
It's all uphill from here.
On to Nightmare number 2.
The shortest one by far.
It is.
It's barely anything, really. But I quite liked it, though.
I like the simplicity of it.
Yeah. We've got a little...
It's to the point.
Yeah. There's like a little nerdy boy.
Oh, studying away. Yeah. Or trying to study.
Drinking a little cough.
But he can't.
Yeah.
He's too distracted.
Because he's got a naughty magazine.
Oh, he does. Did you catch the name of the magazine?
No, I was trying to look at it, but what was it?
It was Bishoujo, which means young beautiful women. Sorry, other way around. Beautiful young women.
Okay.
Beautiful young women, even worse. Yeah, it's all. But it was like kind of a. It wasn't a nudie magazine. It was a very suggestive schoolgirl uniform.
Yeah, it was like some gentle idol stuff, right?
He's fucking
nothing
loving
too
it,
bad.
though.
Yeah,
He's like, how can I concentrate on my studies when I got this sexy young women magazine in front of me?
so he's looking through, looking at a photo of one idol in particular in the magazine, and then we hear a voice starting to call his name.
What was his name? Do you remember?
Takashi.
Oh, Takashi.
Like, Takashi. And then he looks up to his window. Do we say what the title of this one was?
Out of the window.
Wait, one more time?
Out of the window.
So he looks,
Out of the window.
and there's kind of like a wind blowing the curtains a little bit, right?
Have a little flap.
And he looks
Out of the window.
and sees the woman from the magazine.
I'm gonna
right?
guess.
Is it the same?
Is that Yumi? Is that gonna be Yumi?
I guess so. Yeah. See, this is one where it's like there's no real reference to a Yumi in this, right? So, but I guess it must be. And yeah, she's out in total darkness, so it's kind of like a pitch black background with this lady in there, and it's very. The feeling I got from a lot of this film actually was kind of like a J horror manga from the 80s. Did you ever read like those old 70s and 80s horror mangas? And the audience, it's like for teen girls.
Right.
That was like the main audience for these mangas, which is quite weird because like horror's generally pitched towards lads in the West.
Lads, men, boys.
Especially back then.
Lads.
But like Hino Hideshi, for example, like he used to write manga specifically targeted towards teen girls. Not all of his stuff, not Panorama of Hell, but that was the kind of feeling that I got where it's always like, it's creepy and it often centers on young girls and stuff like that. And this story really gave me that kind of feeling. Which is quite nice because I love that. It
definitely has a coming of age feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
because he's kind of essentially distracted by this sexy ghost girl outside of his window.
Yeah, so he looks out at her. She looks back at him with a creepy smile,
and he basically goes into the voids to chase her.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. He goes into darkness outside of his window, chasing this ghost. And every time he gets close to her, she kind of evaporates. But he keeps pursuing her, the horny little bugger.
And then we sort of go back to reality, and he's falling down and essentially falls to his death.
So
because he's climbed
out of the window. So has he just jumped out the window, essentially?
Yeah,
and he falls to his death. He cracks his head open on the pavement.
Yeah.
Done.
He's done. But which I really liked. It was like, not that this guy died in particular, but it felt very much like that kind of short little manga with a nice little twist at the end. And then we cut to like a TV with like a news report of his death. Well, we assume it's like a news report of his death. There's no sound. And then we see another lad who's doing his homework and goes over to the window. And
was that another lad? I thought it was at first I thought it was the same lad.
I think it's I'm pretty sure it's like it's happening again. It's like that her next victim.
Oh,
I think I'm not 100% sure because again the video was fucking atrocious, but that was what I think happened. Yeah.
But I like this. This was an extremely simple yet well executed story. There was no filler. It was just, it had a purpose, it did it, and then it was done.
Yeah.
There was no fanning around.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot.
And the execution was good. I liked the void, the black void. It didn't look like cheap shit like the previous episode. Yeah.
The previous one feels very much like a student film. This feels like it could just be some 80s J-horror anthology.
Now, without our next title cards coming for a little while yet, we get the start of our third nightmare.
That really threw me off because I was waiting for the title. I'm like, is this still the and because it was so short, that one with the magazine boy, I was like, oh, it must be a continuation of that. But it's not. This is the new story.
So we have Yumi.
Another Yumi.
Another Yumi. Or the same Yumi. Opening her birthday presents. And it's a lovely, happy little setting. Is this lovely music playing. She gets a little music box. She loves the shit out of it.
Why is she by herself opening these, though?
Well, I guess it's, she probably went to school. Her friends like, here you go, happy birthday, here's a present. And she brought them all back home, and she waited till she was alone, and then started to open all her gifts.
You should be opening your presents in front of the person, though.
Do you? Is that what you do?
Yeah, you got to do that. Come on.
No, I don't.
You go home and...
I don't want you to see the disappointment in my face.
Well, didn't you like that dildo I got you for your last birthday?
I did. That's why I waited till I got home to use it.
Yeah, she opens one present and it's like in a bag, and there's a card that says, "Be careful not to burn your fingers." Which she finds quite funny.
I don't know why she found that funny. She gets a lot of like heat packs, the things that you like stick to your clothes when it's cold. And she was like, ah. But what's funny, I mean, there is a thing in Japan about giving extremely convenient gifts to someone. I guess especially like for students, because they don't have a lot of money, so they give you something that is convenient as opposed to something that you're going to fucking love. And that is definitely a thing in Japan.
Right.
And this is a tangent. Yeah. But when I moved into my my new apartment that I'm living in now, a couple of months later, in the apartment above mine, the new tenants moved in, and they came to like greet me and say hello. And they're like, "Oh, this is just a little something like present." And I was, "Oh, well, thank you very much." And it was washing up liquid.
It's very useful.
Well, that's it. It's useful. It's something that everyone uses, and no one is going to be like, "Oh, fucking hell, washing up liquid! How did you know?" But it's that thing that everyone has to use, and it's a convenient thing. Which you think, "Oh, that was good enough."
Yeah,
and I feel like that's what this was. Japan gets cold. You need them heat packs, but
good present.
You don't want to get burnt.
Don't want to burn those fingers.
No, and I think that's what she was giggling about.
I see. I didn't even know they were heat packs. I was just like, what? So she gets there's like a box with a present in it, and she opens it up, and it's one of those ancient floppy disks.
Mate, you're skipping the most important part.
Have I?
Yeah.
What'd I skip?
She gets some wheel up, sparky mouth toys.
Yeah. Well, see, you say it's important, but we don't know it's important yet. You know what I mean?
Okay. I had these kinds of toys growing up.
See, I was baffled by this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this toy that is sparking at the mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the next copyright thing that you're talking about.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah. And it's my boy.
It's your boy. It's your mate.
Godzilla.
Yeah. So, and did you not have these in Australia?
Definitely not.
Really?
Well, they're probably illegal because fires are a big problem in Australia.
Well, I would assume in England now they're also illegal, but I remember having these kinds of toys, and they're the ones that you basically you roll, you kind of wind back, and you let them go, and usually a car or something will go forward.
Yeah.
But from some sort of hole, sparks will fly out.
Yeah, I've never seen the spark thing. We had, of course, like the toys that you'd wheel back and they'd go forward, but that spark thing, I'm like, is this a real thing?
It is, and I had not seen or thought about them for so long that when I saw this movie, I was like, oh my god! And I think one of them is an Ultraman monster, and another one is our mate Godzilla.
Yeah.
And so she's having a great time, rolling him up, having sparks fly out of his mouth, giggling like a schoolgirl.
Because she is. A schoolgirl. Okay. So they are a real thing. Yeah,
yes.
I was very baffled by that. Never seen that before in my life. But yes, opens up a box. In there's a floppy disk. And when I say floppy disk, it ain't the floppy disk that I grew up with in the 90s.
What did you grow up with?
You know, like the little the smaller square kind of ones, right?
Yeah.
This is like a real fucking ancient floppy disk. It's like a
cartridgey
proper
boy.
But this one, it's like the thinner, bigger kind of ones that she's got. I've seen them before when I was a kid, but I never at any point used them. It did kind of, when I was watching this, it was kind of crazy to me. I was thinking back to like, even in high school, we still used floppy disks.
Yeah.
And I remember like doing PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Did you ever I remember like having to take in a PowerPoint on a floppy disk? Did you have to do this as well?
I think I may have done once.
And we realized that we could destroy the floppy disk,
right.
and that could be the way you'd get out of doing your presentation on that day. So we used to like sort of get it to the point where like the disc was, and then put a bit of Tipex, a bit of whiteout on it, and then you'd put it in the computer, and the computer would go fucking nuts.
Oh, awesome.
And you're like, oh, sorry, sir, can't do the presentation today. Gonna have to be next week. We did it so many times that the teacher cottoned onto it eventually.
Oh, yeah. I mean, didn't they hold like an insanely small amount of data?
Yeah, I don't know what it would be, but it like less than a megabyte.
It was like, I swear it was a couple of meg. I don't know.
Yeah, it was very, very small.
But going back to like high school days, the computer classes were wild. It was all that like stuff that we talked about before.
Go-see era.
Yeah, guys, I used to go on like rotten.com, Ogrish.
Oh man, the main thing I remember was just everyone would set the homepage to like Goatsy or Lemon Party.
Oh yeah,
was the other one. They were the two main ones.
There
was
the shock sites that were big at that time. There was like the kings of the shock sites that you'd always have to trick your friend into going to look at. Yeah, Goatsy was one of them. Lemon Party.
But
Tub Girl.
Oh, Tub Girl, that was the other one. Oh god, horrible. But like a whole bunch of people grew up without ever experiencing those websites.
Yeah.
I was talking about those sites with someone younger the other day, and they're like, I don't know what the fuck that shit is. But they're probably like they're the two girls, one cup generation,
right?
The generation after us.
Yeah. Oh man,
Rotten.com.
Those were good times.
Rotten.com. It was horrific though.
Yeah.
Truly.
How else are you going to spend your school days though?
Oh god. Actually, funnily enough, like we're recording this on 9/11.
Oh yeah,
it's 9/11 today as we record this. Not when this comes out, but I remember on the real 9/11 2001. I was I don't know if I've ever told you this story before. It's not that much of a story, but I was doing work experience at the time. I was like in year 9 or 10 or something. I remember in the morning, I woke up to the news of 9/11, and my mum was like, "They've bombed the towers, the Twin Towers," and I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "The World Trade Center." I'm like, "Huh? I don't know what that is." I just didn't really react to it.
Yeah,
because I didn't know what it meant. I didn't really understand it. And then I went to work experience, which was at a Christian CD manufacturing place. And there was like this, it's fucking crazy.
You did work experience at a Christian CD manufacturing place.
The way that happened, we did 2 work experience sessions, and the first one I did it at a TV station. Actually, the station that screened Houseboat Horror. I did it at that TV station.
Good stuff.
Wasn't aware of Houseboat Horror at that time yet. But the second one, I was like, I'm into music, so I want to do something related to music. And they like found this like Christian CD plant. And so it was just this family run business. And I remember so well on that day, just like packing these like Christian CDs with a TV on, just me alone in this room, packing Christian CDs with the footage of the towers like falling down, and just being like, oh yeah, this is fucked. Like this is a real fuck thing that happened. But then, so this is a Christian like CD place, right?
Yeah.
But run by a family. But the family, their son, he was like this mid-20s fucking pile of shit, like disgusting pile of garbage kind of guy.
Christian garbage.
Yeah. I don't know if the son was Christian, but he was like, I went up for the lunch break, and he's there just like eating fucking cereal or something. And he's like, oh, did you see on Rotten.com? They've already posted photos of the dead bodies from 9/11. And I remember just being like this 14-year-old, just being like, no, I'm not interested in seeing that. That's like, whenever I think of Rotten.com, I think of 9/11. And just the fact
connected.
But that is twisted that site was like, they were just raring to go on 9/11 just to get those disgusting photos up there.
That's bizarre.
Does that site still exist?
No, I think it got taken down. And Ogrish as well, I swear got taken. That was another
Which one?
Ogrish.
I don't know that one.
Oh, it's the same kind of deal. Oh, I had a great work experience. Quite similar, but also completely different. So I also worked in a CD shop.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but it was like a good one. It was, it's gone now, but it's MVC, which was the rival company of HMV back at that time. So again, I was 14. And we used to just take CDs from the shelves and listen to them in the back room whilst we were doing like the stock rotations or whatever.
They said the sock rotations.
So,
What's
we just to change socks whilst listening to music. So they'd be like, "What do you want to listen to?" And I'd be like, "This looks fun." We put like Cattle Decapitation. When I was like, but I remember that was when Ichi the Killer was released in England, and we got this massive box of Ichi the Killer, like 3-disc, like editions. And I was 14 at the time. And the guy was like, "You want one?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want one." So I managed to walk away with this Ichi the Killer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I didn't take home any of those Christian CDs.
I don't blame you. Well, that was a tangent.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, the
3.5-inch discs. So she gets a 3.5-inch floppy disk, goes to her ancient computer.
Oh, man. That setup was fucking awesome, wasn't it?
I bet that setup is worth a ton now.
Probably, yeah.
Boots it up, survival game.
Man, I fucking love this shit. This was the point where I'm like, this movie's great. This is really good. On the screen, we see like a kind of ancient mid-80s computer game. It's got like this very intense voiceover talking about how there's going to be a battle between her and a monster, and it's about to start. But she's not particularly interested.
No,
she just turns it off.
Yeah. Goes to bed. I was thinking about it. I was watching it for the second time. I was thinking, because you love technology-based horror. So I was thinking, Dave's going to fucking love this.
Yeah, I love this segment so much.
And I don't like technology-based horror, like the new stuff. Like, I mean, Unfriended, those kind of stuff. It's kind of fun in a gimmicky way, but there's nothing that particularly excites me about it. But the really, like, the retro, like, high-tech of that time... technology-based horror, I fucking love.
Yeah. Although in this, it's like, it's got the technology aspects, but it's also kind of separate from what actually happens. You know what I mean? It's not like the video game itself. It's not like she goes into the video game. No. It's just like, there's this video game which causes things to happen in the real world, I guess.
But we get a lot of weird, like, electronic screens. It's not, what would you, it's not even 8-bit. It would be fucking 4-bit. I don't know. It's 2-bit. 2 meg. I don't know. Like those weird electronic screens that you see. Oh, it looks great.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
Which, again, is, like, amazing that this is a student film. Because despite that screen, it would be easy to make now, right? Like any fucking mouth breather in his basement could make that now, but this is like 86.
Yeah.
It would have been quite difficult for them.
Not for the bloody Japanese.
They're ahead of the curve.
They were. Back in the 80s they were.
Fuck yeah, they were.
They've fallen behind a bit. Pick up the slack, fucking up. Right, so...
Hey, Mario's still doing alright.
Is he? How's he doing?
He's alright.
Oh.
He just had that movie.
Didn't see it.
Come on. You're too ashamed to talk about on the pod how much you love Mario and Luigi?
I didn't see it. What can I say?
You told me you saw it 10 times.
No, I didn't.
You're wearing your Bowser shirt right now.
Shut up, Dave. Not on the potty. So, she goes to bed. While she's sleeping, the computer boots the game up again. And it says, you have 3 minutes to stop the game if you do not want to proceed. After that, you cannot stop the game.
You're done for.
She's done. And she's like in dreamland.
I don't know. She's the way you trailed off. She's in dreamland.
So she's not stopping. Then the game says, a monster will appear. Your mission is to defeat the monster. The monster will power up every... What's it? How many? 15 minutes or something?
20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that, yeah.
Then finally we get the title screen.
Survival game.
That's the one. She wakes up in the middle of the night, goes to get a drink. I didn't quite understand what happened here. She took a drink that was in a glass bottle, poured it into a glass, looked at it, decided, nah, threw the drink down the drain, went back to bed.
Yeah. I don't know.
That information was not in the Chirashi.
You scoured that trashy for info.
I need to know about the drink.
What the fuck's going on with that drink? Why'd you pour it down the sink?
And that's when she hears the noise. The broken drink bottle. You hear a smash.
Yeah.
She goes into the kitchen. She finds the bottle on the floor.
It's all smashed up. The lighting as well is like very fucking giallo. It really cranks up the colors. Very pink and purpley, bluey sort of colors going on. I like it.
And we get an indication that the monster has powered up by 20%.
Yeah, it's like this voiceover, just like, it is powered up by 20%. We haven't seen the monster yet.
No, we've not, but we know of its existence. She is not aware yet, old Yumi. Another thing that's funny about this is the game and all of her interactions within the game are all in English.
Not just like little simple things like game over or anything like that. It's like full sentences in English.
Love a bit of English.
Oh, don't need to read any subtitles. Get to read it on this computer screen within the movie.
Off this floppy disk. So she goes back to the room. The computer's talking. She's like, whatever. She unplugs the computer, but it boots back up again.
What is going on?
Then we get an awesome, almost like, you know, like in Alien, in the vents.
I love that. Yeah.
Where you have the blips going down, and we get a scene like that.
This is what, this sequence really reminded me of Alien, because it is that thing of like this one monster stalking this person. But that screen of it like blipping through, that was so good. I fucking love that.
And that's the kind of stuff I fucking love.
Yeah,
really old, really outdated, but high-tech of its time technology.
It's so good.
So she's kind of wandering around the house, not knowing what's going on. She is fixated on a cupboard, opens it up, things tumble out like an idiot. Eventually, she starts to see a little creature walking around. And we see the pitter-patter of its feet. Yeah. She grabs the knife, and we finally see the tail of a monster. All stop motion, beautifully animated.
So good.
It's kind of in a basket, and its tail is hanging out the basket, and it's wagging its tail, right?
Yeah, she goes over to that basket and starts stabbing down into the basket, stabbing like crazy. She pulls out all the clothes, but it's empty. And then I wanted to check if you understood what happened here, but after she's looked in this laundry basket, a microwave flies off the shelf towards her. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I don't know. A bunch of kitchen appliances come flying towards her. I'm not sure why. Probably the monster threw them. She does a runner. She goes to the game.
I love the announcement here as well. Like, this alarm goes off and it says, the player's power has been reduced to 20%. And I love this too, when she gets on the computer and she's trying to find out more about the monster.
Yes.
And she types in all this stuff, like how she needs to defeat it. And we get like a little, how would you describe it? Like a little statistic of the monster. And it's like a silhouette.
Silhouette, yeah.
Yeah, silhouette. And then just like some stats about it. I fucking love that. It was
Apparently,
so good.
It has an IQ of 200 and a foul smell.
I didn't look at the IQ. That's hilarious. That's a smart monster.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't do anything to demonstrate that IQ after this, but...
No. But apparently, it has no weaknesses.
She's fucked.
Meanwhile, while she's searching on the computer, the monster starts trying to break into her room.
I love the shot.
It's like monster just like smacking up against the window.
Yeah, it's like a silhouette, right? You just see it flopping about like mad.
Obviously, someone just like bashing a puppet up against the window. And then finally, we see the monster like in full frame from behind at first, and it appears to be eating something. How would you describe it? It has like big back legs, almost like a cricket that arches over. Yeah,
it's kind of spindly, spidery, crickety. Yeah, it's a really creepy design. It feels like a kind of reject from The Thing in a way. Like it's very it's It's extremely creepy.
And then it turns around and has a human face.
Yeah, this really caught my attention when you finally see it, because it's a really fucked up design. I was expecting like a typical 80s puppety monster. I was not expecting to see a man's face on a fucking weird spidery body. So it's really creepy.
I don't know if you thought this, but I kind of thought it looked a bit like Hansan.
The actor from your films, Han.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It was like a very Japanese face as well. But oh man, like the animation is fucking sick. Yes. Like it's very like basket case-esque. Like the way it moves around, it's so cool.
I'm gonna drop a few
tidbit bombs
about the monster.
Go for it.
So, the creature design was done by Taishiro Kitani, and he seems to be mates with a director named Junya Okabe. Because the guy who did the creature effects for this, he's done creature design for a few of Junya Okabe's movies. And although neither of them have done much, they have very few credits to their names, there is one credit that they both have, that they both share, which might surprise you, Dave.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't directed by Junya Okabe, something written by him that this guy did the creature effects for was Mega Monster Battle Ultra Galaxy Legends the movie, which, after searching on Letterboxd, I saw you fucking love.
You do not even understand how much I fucking love that fucking movie.
Really?
So that, like, I love Ultraman. You know, I love Ultraman. I've got it right up there on the shelf, that film. But that film, so most Ultraman movies are not very good.
Right.
They'll do a series and then they'll do like a shitty film at the end. And it's always shit. It's like, it undoes everything from the series. But that movie, fuck man, it's like incredible. So it came after the series called, I think it was called Mega Monster Galaxy or something like that.
Right.
I don't know. It was a show that didn't have Ultraman in it.
Right.
And then they did this amazing, epic Ultraman movie that just has all the Ultraman and has all these cameos from all like the guy that played Ultra 7 and all these guys. And it's this amazing... It's essentially like the Avengers Infinity War, but for Ultraman nerds.
Right.
And I was watching it and just honestly having a bit of a panic attack because it was so good. And I'm actually, right now, I'm in the process of building up to watching it again.
Right.
But I wanted to watch all of the shows building up to that. And then then I'm going to watch it again. But it's a masterpiece. For Ultraman fans, it's it's a truly masterful movie. So he fucking wrote that shit?
No, so the guy who designed this monster in this movie also did the creature design for that movie.
For that film?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, alright, okay, wow.
And I think the only reason he was able to work on that movie is because it was written by Junya Okabe.
Okay.
Okabe, sorry. And he's done creature effects on Junya Okabe's other movies.
Ah, okay.
So I guess through his connections, he was able to work on that Ultraman movie.
That's awesome.
But that seems to be both him, the creature design from this guy, and the Junya Okabe's like only big credit to their names.
I mean, his work in this, like, so he just did this part?
Yeah.
Not all the effects?
He didn't do the special, the makeup effects. That's another guy. I'll get to him later.
But yeah, this puppet, it's fucking awesome. It's so good, and the animation is really cool. Loved it.
Loved it. Love a bit of stop motion.
Now, can you tell me about this bottle that Yumi's carrying?
So, I believe the monster in this picks up a bottle of bleach.
Oh, okay.
And drinks it down. I don't know what. He's a hungry monster. He eats a lot.
He has a tongue darting in and out, which is quite sickening.
Yeah. And we actually, the first time we see him, he's actually got a knife and fork.
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck. Forgot to mention that. When he turns around, he's holding a knife and fork.
So his whole thing is just to consume things.
Yeah.
So he just, I don't know, anything you give him, he'll eat. So he drinks his bottle of bleach. She tries to attack him and
umbrella?
defends herself with an umbrella. He eats the umbrella. She goes back to the PC, puts in some random code, which, I don't know, I am going to just guess that this is like a periodic table type thing, because there's like a bunch of 2-letter codes, and she's like, yes, fire will work.
Right.
So all I can guess is that she checks the chemical components for bleach, the bleach that this monster just drunk, and knows that fire will work against whatever chemical compound is within bleach. That was my understanding of it. Could be wrong.
Makes sense.
And then here we go, lads.
Oh, the day is saved. Bye.
Can we play the Godzilla theme song now?
Oh, fuck yeah. All right, let's get that Godzilla theme. But I've been waiting for a moment to play that song all throughout this podcast.
Don't tell fucking Toho. They're a bunch of noisy.
Yeah, I'm surprised Toho didn't kick off about this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why this film's so hard to find. Maybe they were pissed off about Godzilla being used in this way.
Off.
So, the Godzilla wind-up sparking toy that we saw before is getting put to good use here. So she's got that sparking toy. She rolls it towards the monster. So it's like sparking out of its mouth as it's heading towards that monster. And just as it's about to hit that monster, we hear an explosion and she wakes up.
Yes.
So we've basically seen a dream within a dream. Because this is Yumi's dream of another Yumi who's possibly having a dream about fighting a video game monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that fucking movie.
What movie?
What's it called? What's it? Not Deception. What is it? What the fuck
Inception.
Inception.
Oh, yeah. We've gone
full Inception.
Deception.
I couldn't think of it.
Deception, the movie.
So she wakes up from a nightmare. Now she's awake. She goes back to the kitchen to check on things. All is fine. She goes back to the bed, finds the present that her friend gave her in the box that the initial floppy disk was once in. There's an intense build-up as she goes to open it. And what pops out?
It's just a little Jack-in-the-Box bunny.
Happy little bunny. All is well.
Or is it?
It's not. It's really fucking not, Dave.
It never is.
The PC boots up once again. Congratulations on defeating the first monster. You will now face an even more powerful monster. We get an intense zoom in on Yumi. She screams. End of nightmare. Fucking love it.
That was... I think this is my favorite story in the film. Out of the 4 stories. Although the next one has my favorite moments, I think as a whole, I really thoroughly enjoyed this one.
The monster from this episode was the one that was featured on the VHS box set. So I think this is the kind of the main one, if you will, out of
Makes
the 4.
sense, yeah.
But another funny little tidbit is when this movie played in Ikebukuro, they had the monster on display in the cinema lobby.
Sick.
So you can go and see the monster.
Nice.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
I wonder if that monster still exists somewhere.
Oh, he's probably rotten up real bad by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it would be like, I guess, latex, probably. So it's probably all cracked and...
Doubt it was stored
demented.
properly either.
Although, like, sometimes you never know, because there's like a movie prop auction site that I sometimes look at, not to buy stuff, but just like, oh shit, like this thing's up there or whatever. And they had do you know the movie Baby's Day Out?
No.
It's like a John Hughes script, like the guy that wrote Home Alone. And it's exactly what the title sounds like. It's like a baby having a day out.
Having
essentially,
a good old time.
A baby gets, like a rich person's baby gets kidnapped, and then it's just like walking about the city and stuff. As a kid, I thought it was like the funniest fucking movie ever. Right. And then I watched it recently as an adult, and it was kind of traumatic.
Right.
There's a lot of ball violence in it. The bad guys are constantly getting their balls smashed and set on fire. It's kind of weird.
Set on fire?
Yeah, it's a bit where... I can't remember the actor's name, but he plays Fat Tony in The Simpsons. That guy.
Oh, yeah.
He gets his balls set on fire.
Jesus.
And it's... As a kid, I remember being like, oh, this is really funny. And as an adult, I'm like, this is not good. This is very upsetting.
Not fancying this ball torture.
But on this, like... ball torture. It essentially is. Like, that's what that film is. 90% ball torture. But they had... Oh, fuck. I gotta show you after this episode, remind me to show you. So, the baby... Yeah. Obviously, they couldn't have a real baby doing all this fucking crazy shit, setting men's balls on fire. So, they had, like, a robo baby for some scenes. But they also had Vern Troyer...
Oh, no.
Dressed up as a fucking baby.
Seriously? Was he like the baby stunt double or something? Oh my god.
So all these shots where you see this baby crawling around, it's Vern Troyer from Austin Powers dressed as a baby. But on this auction website, they had, I think it was like his costume. So it was like this fucking disturbing baby mask, like latex mask. No. It's really fucked. But it was like fully intact. And this is a film from like the early 90s. So
interesting. I mean, you say that, but I have also seen recent pictures of the puppet that was Hoggle in Labyrinth.
I think I might have seen that.
And he looks fucking atrocious. He looks like he's had his fucking face set on fire and put out with a golf shoe. He looks awful. Seriously. And that's the Labyrinth. Fucking David Bowie. Jim Henson. You would think if a movie of that
they're going to preserve
scale,
that.
They would have preserved it, but no. Hoggle looks bad.
Yeah, I think that is a material that just breaks down very easily.
Yeah. So who knows what's happened to the monster from Nighty Night?
If it showed up on Yahoo auctions, would you place a bid?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
It's one of those things where it's like, it'd be cool to have, but...
What are you going to do with it?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I've still got some, like, Catsick Blues props sitting here. I'm like, what do I do with these?
Yeah.
Gotta sell them.
You don't want to throw them away, but it's...
If anyone wants to buy the cat cock from Catsick Blues, shoot us an email.
So, news stories starts. There is a girl, Yumi, confessing her love to a boy, Tetsuya. But he's not interested in her. He's like, nah, sorry, love. He drives off.
That was in the subtitle. Sorry, love.
Yeah. Drives right off. She's made a right fool of herself. So she goes on a little walk. She goes on her way, but she's trying to be optimistic. She's like, there are more fish in the sea. I'll be fine. But while she's out, she sees Tetsuya with another girl and somehow convinces herself that she still has a chance with him.
Yeah, I was confused by that. She, like, moved on and she sees him with someone else and is like, oh, yeah? Still got a chance.
Still got a chance. I don't know what reasoning there is behind that, but yeah. She convinced herself she's still got a chance, and then we get our fourth title screen.
Cinderella.
So we got Yumi doing her makeup.
Excellent tune playing over this.
Oh, really? Let's play it over the top of the scene.
Yeah. We'll fade it in now. Here we go.
Save Earth, ladies and gentlemen.
Save Earth. I'd love to go to a live Save Earth show.
I couldn't find any information about them whatsoever. Like, nothing.
That really happens a lot with Japanese films. Like, I've totally forgotten their name, but remember when we did Nay Means Yes? The horse fucking film.
Oh, yeah, was that Wave?
Yeah, Wave, yeah. That's right, yeah. And I could find nothing about them as well.
Yeah.
All these sort of, like, 80s and early 90s sort of synthy, weird bands that had just lost the time.
Yeah. I guess back then it was harder to record your own music, like, unlike now.
Yeah.
So nothing really got recorded.
But yeah, the music in this is definitely one of the high points for me. It's really good.
So Yumi is like doing her makeup, dolling herself up. We get somewhat of a long and convoluted story about where the other girls pick on her because she's not good enough for Tetsuya. And
convoluted is the best way to put this.
It's just like
it's just
and drawn
a bunch
out
of junk just to stretch it out.
And they say, like, even if he did break up with his current girlfriend, he would not stoop down to her level. Just when Tetsuya approaches, he wants to talk. The other girls cannot believe what they're seeing. They're fucking shocked. The hunk of the village has approached Yumi.
Out of context. Go back to Night Evil Soul to hear about The hunk of the village. One of our least popular episodes.
Oh, is it, dude?
It's my fucking one of my favorites that we ever
Listen
recorded.
to Night Evil Soul. I put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's probably the funniest episode.
Hunk of the Village.
Hunk of the village.
It's funnier than just Hunk of the Village. Do listen to it.
Got stuff about bowls in there.
Cats on sticks. So now Tetsuya now likes Yumi. He's broken up with the other girl. He wants a slice of the Yumi pie. They go for a little date. All is well. He drops her off at home. Now she's on top of the world.
She's on cloud 9.
That is the cloud to be on.
Yeah, she's talking into her mirror after the date, doing a kind of classic mirror on the wall sort of thing. Then she's looking at a photo of hunk of the village, Tetsuya, loving it. But then I was so confused by this. I loved it, but I was confused. But the clock hits 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Suddenly she starts scratching her face, and there's a horrible, like, kind of welt on her face to begin with. And my first point here was just like, did I miss something that set up this kind of Cinderella story? I don't know why it's 9 p.m. but instead of midnight, but like, is there something that I missed that...
No.
Okay, so this just happens.
It just happens. It gets 9 o'clock and she starts to change.
She deforms into an absolute mess. And fuck, the effects are... chef's kiss.
Oh, yeah.
To these effects. Like, when she starts deforming, there's like this utterly fucked up shot. It's so fucked. And this is real thing territory here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, her face is kind of split into two.
Yes.
And there's, like, two mouths on her face.
I love the way you see, like, her bottom line of teeth, like, separate from her mouth. It kind of shifts over.
It's so disturbing. And it's genuinely, like, her expression in this effect. Like, I don't know if this is, like, a full... just a prosthetic piece, or if it's the actress with stuff added on, but it looks so painful. Like, it's so horrifying to look at. Yeah, truly fabulous effects.
Is this when we get, like, a shot from behind where the back of her head literally splits
like splitting open. Oh my god. Loved it.
Yes. This last episode, the special effects are incredible.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's very Thing-esque.
Yeah. And, like, the story before I liked more on the whole, but the effects here are just like,
it's pure body horror.
Magical.
Yes. But and in the middle of her weird transformation, the phone starts to ring, and suddenly she's back to her normal self. Who's on the phone?
Old mate, Tetsuya.
Hunk of the village, Tetsuya.
Hunk of the village.
And he's like, come over tomorrow. I want you to meet my mother.
That's very presumptuous, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been like a day. It's been one day.
Come on, mate.
Just calm down.
And it's also funny, like, at first she's like, I don't know whether I can come over, because she's obviously concerned about the whole deforming at 9 p.m. thing. But then when he mentions the mum, she's like, oh yeah, fuck, sign me up. I'll come and meet that mum.
There's a thing in Japan where it's like, you don't meet the parents until you're ready to get married.
Oh, God, he's already going to that level on the second date?
So I know people who have been in a relationship for years and have never met each other's parents.
Really?
And apparently, you don't introduce the parents until it's, like, really serious. To the point where, like, you're getting married soon.
Right.
So I think that was, why she was so fucking biting at the bit. Because she...
Did you say biting at the bit?
Is that not a thing?
She was biting at the bit.
Is that not a thing? That's what you say, isn't it? That's a phrase.
That's a new phrase of the podcast.
Is it?
Biting at the bit.
Yeah, because she's in love with Tetsuya. It's only fucking like 15 or something. I don't know, but still. But she's like, I got to meet Tetsuya's mum. We cut to the next day immediately, and she goes into Tetsuya's place. She's already very conscious of the time. It's already gone 8 o'clock. What if it gets to 9 again? Who knows? Also,
the mum doesn't even show up.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the point of even adding this aspect to it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's totally pointless.
Yeah.
At no point does she show up? The Tetsuya's just like, yeah, she's running late. But then she doesn't even come anyway.
In the end, Yumi makes fucking dinner.
Yeah.
She's supposed to be a guest, just making dinner.
Maybe that's why he invited her around. He just wanted a dinner.
Oh, Tetsuya, he's a bad egg.
He's a bad boy.
But we get a real... I mean, this scene, it's a bit draggy. We get her, like, cooking. We get a lovey-dovey dinner scene, them chatting. And I do like the way they did this, because they're sitting at the table and they're chatting away. We don't actually hear what they're saying. Instead, we just have music playing above, and we can just see their fun expressions and faces without actually getting a bunch of unnecessary bullshit conversation.
Yeah.
And I did like that.
Yeah, and she's got her eye on the clock. Kind of very stressed about it getting to 9 p.m. But then it gets to 9 p.m. She's fine.
It's all good. There's a big build-up towards it as well.
No worries. It's all good. But
suddenly, her face starts to itch. And she sees her face in the reflection of the glass. What time is it? She asks.
I love, like, Tetsuya's like, oh yeah, like, I think it's like 9:30, but that clock's fucked. It might be like 9.
Yeah. It's actually
like, mate, sort that clock out.
I know. So she runs to the bathroom. Her face is all distorted. It all starts kind of like drooping and dripping.
It's so good. It just goes fucking nuts. It's so insane. Like, I know, like, these are like planned effects, but there's a madness to this where it's like, fuck, I don't know what's coming next. It just feels so nuts. Like, a tongue is coming out of the side of her cheek.
Yes.
From a hole in her cheek. Her head's like splitting open. Her eyes start like doubling up,
drooping down.
Yeah,
and
doesn't she have
another one there?
Yeah, she has like double eyes at one point, I think. Amazing effect.
Yes,
absolutely awesome.
And it's her just like staring in the mirror, freaking out while she,
as you would,
distorts and melts and droops and drips. But she finds a knife in the bathroom, like a kitchen knife, on top of a light.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Do people keep knives in their bathrooms?
It's such a student film thing, isn't it? It's like, oh, she needs to have a knife in the scene. Oh, we'll just put one there.
Just put it in the bathroom.
That's like my last year university film. There's a bit where like someone shoots someone and there's just a gun lying on like an ironing board.
But ironically, I'd imagine, no. Is it like
half and half?
It doesn't matter as long as there's a gun. We can do the scene. I know this seems like, I don't know. There's a knife and it's out of reach. It's kind of on top of like a light that's protruding out of the wall.
Yeah, at first I'm like, what's she looking at? What is this? Why is there a knife up there? Like, it's a very baffling kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she eventually gets it, grabs the knife, and slits her wrists.
Yeah. Blood sprays all over the clock. Tetsuya's at the dinner table, still enjoying his wine.
I liked his line here as well, where he's like, oh, why do people worry so much about their appearance?
Yeah. But then, what does he do? He puts down his wine glass.
This was confusing.
And he's got a fucking weird deformed hand.
He's got a gammy hand.
He's like that guy from Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, it is. It's that hand, right? Yeah.
Apparently, this episode, this is only going from what people said online, is about body dysmorphia.
Right. Makes sense.
Which, you can totally read into. But it just seems like it's a very silly, fun body horror. Because when we cut back to Yumi, she's her beautiful self once again.
Yeah.
And Tetsuya's gammy hand is back to his normal hand. And that's the end of the film. Fucking done. But before we wrap it up, I do have a little tidbit about the person who did the special effects for this last scene in particular.
I'm keen to know.
And I don't have that much, but these were done by Katsuhito Urano. And this guy's major claim to fame, although not really that major, is he did the special effects for Lady Battle Cop.
Wait, that's major for me.
Is it?
Have you seen that film?
I've not yet.
Oh, I fucking love that film.
Is it?
Oh, it's great. It's like a very silly version of RoboCop.
Nice.
Essentially. Oh, that's great, that film.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did you not have that on your list for this?
No, I've got another Lady something movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guy who did the special effects of this went on to do the special effects for that, and that's kind of his biggest film.
That's cool.
Yes, and then we get the end credits. Unfortunately, once
incomprehensible,
again, too poor of quality to read, which is a real shame because I feel like they would shed a lot of light onto the mystery surrounding this. The only other thing that I have to say about this is the director. Although he has done a couple of other things, this is his biggest project.
Right.
He did another omnibus type film, very much in line with the Twilight Zone, that kind of stuff, like spooky sci-fi horror type stuff. But he retired completely from directing and now teaches acupuncture.
Was that in the Chirashi?
No, that was after doing a lot of digging. He now teaches acupuncture.
Wow.
Yes,
that's a big change in Korea.
It is, yeah.
Wow.
And there you have it, Nighty Night.
No, I think you got a lot of good tidbits for that. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah, this seems like a film that is outrageously obscure. So yeah, that's a lot of good info. Nice job.
Thank you very much. So, should we get straight into the wrongometer?
Sure. Yeah, this is as always. I feel like I say this for every episode. This is a hard one for the wrongometer.
Yeah.
Wrongometer is how wrong the film is, how much it shouldn't exist, how fucked up it is.
I think for me, this is more. It was just an interesting movie to talk about, and very much like current now. I mean, it's a hot topic right now. So yeah, I thought it'd be a good one to talk about. It's not gonna get that high, on the wrongometer. You know what? I watched this once and I thought this film ain't great. I watched it a second time and I was like, this film is actually pretty awesome.
I had the same experience. Like first time, I think the pacing issues that you mentioned really got to me. I was like, for fuck's sake, come on, hurry up. But then the second time, I don't know what it was, but I think maybe because I understood it a bit more after that first watch, and I was like looking forward to the effects stuff, and when this film is good, it really is good, and in a lot of ways better than a lot of J-horror anthology stuff I've seen from bigger studios and way bigger budgets than this. So it is, especially finding out that it's a student film, that's really impressive, and that's kind of added my enjoyment of this.
If I had made this whilst I was a student, I'd be like, fucking effort, look at this, my movie's fucking great.
It's fucking awesome. It's a great
kids got together and made this movie. It's awesome.
The worst thing is really just that first chunk of it, like that first bit. The first story is fine, but like that first part where we get like little Red Riding Hood and then we're in that room, it's not a good start to the film.
Yes,
but it's nice that it is all uphill from there though.
But I think the real issues with those opening scenes are more just the way it was shot than anything else, because I don't feel like their performances were bad by any means.
No,
it was the fact it was just a static camera, and you had a bunch of people somewhat facing the camera to deliver their lines, but I think they all did a well enough job. And another thing that I loved about this it was very much like a Twilight Zone-esque anthology. Every ending had a twist, and sometimes a double twist. And I love those kind of things.
So I enjoyed that.
I think for what they were working with, like budgetary restraints, I mean 10 assistant directors is a bit much, but even so, I think they did a fantastic job with what they had. I
think also in Japan, from what I've heard, what an assistant director is different from what it is in the West as well. So I don't know what they actually do here as an assistant director, but it might be, maybe it's more like a runner kind of role or something like that. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but I have heard it's different.
So anyway, this isn't going to reach any high levels on the wrongometer. I'm just going to go give it a 4.
I'm with you. I really enjoyed this a lot. I was really glad to see it. The effects, though, I gotta say, they do crank up the wrongometer a bit, because there's a very uncanny valley feeling to that monster in the survival game story, and the effects at the end are genuinely unsettling. So yeah, I'm gonna go I think I'll go for a 4 as well.
Yep.
I don't think I can go any higher than that. We've got a double 4, guys.
Hey, it's an 8.
It's an 8. Add them together, that's a fucking 8.
I looking at the reviews of this on Letterboxd and IMDb, and a lot of people seem extremely disappointed about this film.
I did notice when I logged it, there was a few reviews where I'm like, fucking hell, it's like, what? Like 1 star? Come on, mate.
And everyone's like, this film, you know, I've been wanting to see it for years. I finally seen it, and
They feel
it's
cheated.
fucking trash. And I mean, this is going back to what we were saying before. I don't know if it's because we know that it's a student film that it has that level of charm and like forgiveness towards it, but I genuinely enjoyed it a lot more after I knew the circumstances that it was made on.
Totally. Yeah, that adds to my enjoyment too.
I certainly wouldn't give it a 1 star or anything. I think it was a fucking great effort.
Definitely.
Yeah, and highly enjoyable. It just had pacing issues and some problems due to budgetary restraints, but all in all, a highly enjoyable film.
And easy to find on YouTube as well.
YouTube.
Give it a go.
English subs. So, what we got next time?
We are gonna stay in Japan. I feel like we do that a lot. We often do...
I mean, we're in Japan. So
yeah. But we often do like 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
We're doing something almost as obscure as the one that we watched today that is quite hard to find. And the reason I know about this film, I'm going to go into detail next week. So it is a little bit of a special episode.
Ooh.
But next week, we're going to do the film Cho Akunin. So that's the Japanese title.
Right.
Cho Akunin. The English title, it's got 2 titles, so it's known as Villain. There's already a Japanese film called Villain, so that's a bit confusing. It's got another title called Hypervillain.
Oh.
I'm going to use that to refer to it as. It's from
Hypervillain sounds
2011.
Okay.
And it's directed by someone very well known, Koji Shiraishi, who I'm sure you've seen a few of his films before. So, quite a well-known director, not a well-known film.
Right.
And, yeah, today we did a pretty low-ranking wrongometer film. I think next time it's going to be a pretty high-ranking film.
I can't wait.
I feel like I need to give a warning for the next one.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. What kind of warning?
It's fucked. It's just it's pretty.
Okay.
It's pretty. We're gonna get a bit dark.
Oh, good stuff.
It's probably one of the most fucked up things we've done in quite a while.
Hey!
So
Can't wait.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Good stuff. All right. Join us next time for fucked up stuff.
And as always, find us on X.
Fuck that.
Twitter. Find us on Twitter. SMSW Podcast on Twitter. Not X. And you can also email us at showmesomethingwrong@gmail.com. Please send us some stuff. Send us recommendations if you want. Always like to see that. And as always, head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify to give us a review. And most importantly, tell your mates about this. Tell your mates, tell your mums, tell your sons.
Your sons? Tiffany Mother's listening?
Doesn't your mum listen to this?
She's the one who leaves all the bloody star ratings. Yeah.
What, the 1 stars? I love you already getting up to
I need to
He's
pick up.
going.
I'm done.
Oh, he's finished. We'll see you next time.